If you think Laguna Woods Village is simply a retirement community with golf carts and shuffleboard, I have to tell you, that picture misses the story completely. Because what surprises many people when they actually spend time here is that Laguna Woods can feel less like a retirement community and more like a small town built around recreation, connection, nature, and in many ways, reinvention. There are people here learning watercolor in their 70s, taking up pickleball in their 80s, joining hiking clubs, performing in theater productions, even learning entirely new skills later in life. And that's a very different picture than many people expect. So in this video, I want to show you what the Laguna Woods lifestyle actually feels like day to day. Not just the amenities, not just the real estate, but what life here can really look like, and some of the things that may surprise you most. So let's get into it. If we haven't met before, welcome back to the channel. I'm Mark London, and my team and I help people move into and out of Laguna Woods Village and across South Orange County every day. On this channel, we talk about the real lifestyle here, the costs, the rules, the neighborhoods, and what it's truly like to live in this remarkable community. And today, we're talking about lifestyle. One of the first things many people say after moving here is, this feels like its own little town. And honestly, that's pretty accurate. Laguna Woods Village has thousands of residents, multiple gate entrances, 7 clubhouses, 2 golf courses, multiple fitness centers, swimming pools, its own restaurant, transportation services, social clubs, art studios, walking paths, and even an equestrian center. It functions almost like a village within a village, and that changes how daily life feels. You're not just living in a home, you're living in an ecosystem. There's a rhythm to life here. Morning walkers out early, people heading to classes, golfers out at sunrise, neighbors chatting on their patios, friends meeting for coffee after swimming or fitness classes. That rhythm gives the community a pulse. And for many people, that is one of the biggest lifestyle upgrades, especially if they're coming from a large suburban home that had begun to feel isolating. Here, life often feels more connected. One thing I love about Laguna Woods is that activity is not something you have to force. It's built into everyday life, and that matters because often wellness is not about heroic effort, it's about environment. And this environment makes movement easy. There are pools, tennis, pickleball, golf, fitness centers, dance, yoga, tai chi, walking clubs, hiking groups, horseback riding, and so much more. And what I find inspiring is that activity here doesn't have one definition. For one person, it may be championship golf. For someone else, water aerobics. For someone else, morning walks and gardening. It all counts, and there is something powerful about living in a place where staying active feels normal, not exceptional, but normal. And I think that contributes enormously to the quality of life here in Laguna Woods. Another surprise, how social this place can be. People often ask, will it be easy to meet people? And for many residents, the answer is yes, because the community is designed for it. There are more than 250 clubs and organizations. That number still amazes people. Everything from photography to bridge, ceramics, hiking groups, language clubs, political discussion groups, performing arts. Whatever your interests are, chances are someone here shares them. And friendships often form around activity, not forced socializing. Shared interests, and that tends to feel natural. Some people move here for affordability, some for amenities, and end up discovering community may be the bigger gift. That happens often. Now, let's talk about amenities, because sometimes people hear 7 clubhouses and tune out. It sounds like brochure language, but here's the difference. These amenities often shape daily life. They're not ornamental, they get used. Clubhouse 4 with its incredible arts facilities, Clubhouse 5 with the ballroom, fitness center, and activity energy, pools, workshops, creative spaces, courses, performances. There's the library, the history center, garden spaces, Restaurant 19 by the golf course. These things become part of routines, and that is different from amenities in many communities that sit largely unused. Here, they are woven into life, and that is meaningful. Hi, it's Mark here. If you're exploring 55+ communities in Orange County, such as Laguna Woods Village, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Whether you're moving in 9 days or 9 months, we'll walk you through everything from floor plans to financing, HOAs, and monthly costs. Call, text, email, or schedule a Zoom below. We're here to make your move simple and stress-free. Something harder to quantify but very real is the sense of peace. Tree-lined streets, green belts, birdsong, squirrels running across paths, hummingbirds in gardens, quiet pockets everywhere. Walking trails, views, there's a softness to many parts of the village, and I think people underestimate how restorative that can be, especially after decades of faster-paced living. Sometimes what people want in a next chapter is not excitement, but ease. And there is a lot of ease here in Laguna Woods. Not everywhere, but in many places, and that matters. And then there is Orange County as your backyard. This is often overlooked. People think living in Laguna Woods means being tucked away, but you are incredibly close to so much. Laguna Beach, Dana Point, coastal trails, restaurants, art festivals, harbors, parks. One of my favorite simple morning routines is an early morning walk at Heisler Park, watching the ocean, dogs everywhere, and then breakfast at the Earth Cafe. That is a pretty beautiful morning, and it's right there on your doorstep. So yes, the village itself has a rich lifestyle, but the surrounding lifestyle expands it even further. I think that is so important. Now, let's share a few things that surprise people. First, how much there is to do. People often assume they may be bored, then discover the complete opposite. Second, how much nature there is. People expect buildings, they do not expect all the greenery. Third, how active many residents are. Very often stereotypes get shattered quickly. And fourth, how much lifestyle variety exists. Different neighborhoods feel different mutuals feel different parts of the village have different personalities, and that surprises people too. Who tends to love it here? Well, often people who value community, activity, simplicity, convenience, security, nature, and social opportunity. People who want less maintenance and more living. That's a common theme. Who may struggle? Maybe someone wanting a highly private, detached, suburban lifestyle, someone resistant to HOA structures and processes, someone not interested in shared community living. That is worth acknowledging honestly, because no place fits everyone, and that's okay. Our goal is always realistic guidance, not hype. Let's do honest pros and cons. Here are the pros. A strong sense of community, remarkable amenities, affordability compared to much of coastal Orange County, active lifestyle, peaceful setting, security and convenience, access to healthcare, great location, and honestly, for many people, a genuine opportunity for reinvention. Cons? There are rules. HOA structure is not for everyone. Some homes need updating. There can be learning curves around the mutual system. And yes, it's a 55+ community. That lifestyle focus may not suit everyone, but for the right people, those trade-offs can become very worthwhile. And maybe this is the biggest point in the video. Laguna Woods is not just about buying a home, it can be about designing a chapter. I think that distinction matters because often people come here focused on square footage or HOA fees or floor plans, and while those matters, what ends up mattering more is how they feel living here. The friendships, the rhythms, the freedom, the peace, that is the deeper story. And honestly, that is the Laguna Woods lifestyle. So if you've wondered what life in Laguna Woods is really like beyond the stereotypes, I hope this gave you a brief introduction. And if you already live here, I'd love to hear in the comments what you love most about the lifestyle. And if you're considering a move and have questions, feel free to reach out. We're always happy to help. If you enjoyed this video, you can subscribe to the channel because the next video we're doing in this series is going to be a full map tour of Laguna Woods Village inside the gates, and I think you're gonna love that one. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.